and here I'm reviewing Madam Web. Oh boy. Yeah, a lot of people really hate this movie. Like, it's getting a lot of bad reviews. All I'm here and, well, I saw this with my dad. My dad actually, believe it or not, my dad really liked it. He's like, well, those are other people's critics' reviews, but my dad, like, is doesn't know about film criticism. Like, he doesn't understand, like, oh, chemistry between because I heard like the characters didn't have chemistry. My dad's a funny guy who likes certain movies, but he has a very different way of liking movies. But he is a good fella. But I love my dad. But anyway, so this is my review on Madam Web. Then let's talk about the negatives first. I don't think it's the actress is playing. I think it's Cassandra Webb. Yeah, the main actress. I think I saw her in something, but yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think her acting's very good. Cause I look at her acting and I'm like, I could act better than this, and I never acted in anything. And there's moments where I think, well, her reaction should be like this or this. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't thought her acting was that good. She just sounded my dad understood it because she's supposed to be a mopey character, but I'm sorry, her acting was not good. Like, I feel like she need a better direction. Now, Ben Parker. Now, it's a very young Ben Parker, and he's an ambulance driver. I don't know if he was an ambulance driver in the comics or not in any comic source materials I knew, but I don't know. This version of Ben Parker seemed a bit almost bitter, like, and it wasn't like the Ben Parker, because the idea of Ben Parker is he's supposed to be a nice, kind, soft-hearted fella that's supposed to motivate Peter with great power, with great responsibility, and teach him important life lessons. Maybe this is supposed to be like a younger version where he's gonna learn that from before, but this is where he doesn't learn that now. But he just like there's a scene where a little girl or a little boy gives a drawing for saving because Cassandra and Ben are like ambulance drivers, and the little boy gives a drawing to Cassandra because for saving his mom, and that's a sweet thing. But then Ben Parker was like, "Oh, when they're gone, you can just throw it out when they're done." And oh, this family commitment stuff, it's not really me. I know we don't care about this. Like he got an invitation to a baby shower, and he's like, yeah, these family gatherings is not for me. And I'm like, that's not really Ben Parker. Ben Parker is supposed to give helpful life lessons and be wise. Like that's not Ben Parker. Like for me, that's not Ben Parker for me. But and he's played by that actor. I forget his name. I have a habit of forgetting. I really need to remember to look up actors' names before I do my reviews. But yeah, he does a good job acting this. But I just feel like he's too bitter in this, and and it just doesn't feel like Ben Parker to me. Now here's something. Madam Web's origin story. Apparently, her mom was looking for ancient spiders, and later, spoiler alert if you care, but apparently it's revealed that her baby has an illness and she might pass away, so she finds this ancient spider to give her to heal her baby, and her mom was shot by an evil guy who becomes like this evil Spider-Man. I tried looking up. Apparently, he's a therapist who gets I forget his name. It's like Alex something, but yeah, in the comics, he's like a therapist that gets spider powers. I don't know if he's a bad guy in this, but he's a real evil guy in this, and he becomes this evil Spider-Man guy. But they never really give him a name. But oh, so Spider-Man Peter Parker, like he's just a baby in his mom's tummy in this. So like this is a beyond prequel, and I hear another criticism that the three women who become Spider Women in the future. Oh, so spoiler alert if you care, but they only become Spider in their costumes. Because if you remember my other video, I did this and I was excited because I loved how comic book accurate their costumes are. they're only in their costumes for in a flashback in the future in like two different scenes, like one in the middle and one in the end, and those are the only times in two little scenes, like a minute long scenes where they're in their costumes. That's the only time. They're so far they're just in their normal people clothes, and the women don't even have their spider powers yet. And they just run around and escape this evil spider guy. And in the comics, he wears like the Last Stand suit, but yeah, this is supposed to be like a different take on this. But I only know Madam Web from like the '90s cartoon and Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, but this is supposed in a different take on from Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. So like I was saying, like her mother tried to find her a spider to help because she thinks the venom from the ancient spider was supposed to heal her baby. And there's this tribe of spider people with red outfits. So because in the comics it's usually like a radioactive spider or a spider that got genetically enhanced. So this is supposed to be a different take where it's like an ancient spider that people never knew existed, and there's like an ancient tribe of spider people. I don't know if they existed in the comics, or not in any comics I read, but it's crazy that they did that. Like this probably is like another universe scenario. So so they never mention Ben Park. I mean Peter Parker, and they never do like a future thing, like because they show him as a baby at the end, and they're like, and they, I think they show a curtain that has like like a spider web pattern on it, and it's hinting like he's Spider-Man in the future, but like Madam Web, like in this movie, she has like powers that can see into the future, and she can also fast forward to reround to the future and tries to figure things out. But I was kind of hoping like maybe she touches Peter and she senses like his destiny is gonna be Spider-Man. Like he's gonna be great. Like I don't know what else is there to talk about, but yeah, I also heard that the women, the three girls and Madam Web don't have any chemistry. But yeah, and I guess that's what no chemistry looks like, cause Cassandra doesn't has trouble acting, and I don't know if the three women don't have much personalities or to work off each other. So like they try to give them both stories, which is pretty good. But yeah, and there's a lot of crazy moments where her Cassandra's like, "I'll leave you, and later I'll let your parents deal with this." Like, and there's a part where they're running away from the evil spider guy, and they're trying to go and go in the forest, but then she has to go to her apartment to find her mom's journal, and she's like, "Why would you even leave them in the forest? Like, because the chances are they are gonna find and she's like, "Don't leave." And she goes to the diner, and then Evil Spider-Man tries to. Yeah, they never give him a name, so I'm just gonna call him Evil Spider-Man. So, Evil Spider-Man tries to. I mean, they give him a person name, but they never give him his Evil Spider-Man alter ego. So I'm just gonna call him Evil Spider-Man. So Evil Spider-Man tries to kill them, and it was like, well, it's basically Cassandra's fault. So, because she goes and finds her mom's journal, and then there's like a part where she at this hotel, and then it's like, I'm gonna leave you with your parents after this. And like, there's literally a spider person trying to kill them. Like, why would you leave your parents to this? And yeah, and I'm like, and didn't she leave them with Ben? And I'm like, you're with a pregnant woman, and why would you put Ben in charge? Like he doesn't know how to handle this. Like she's the one that can see into the future. Like why don't she faces him? But and she does, and there's a cool part with the warehouse with some explosions. that they figure out, which is pretty clever. And Madam Web, if you saw the advertisement, she does wear an outfit, but it's at like the very end, like one scene in the very end, and that's literally it. And there is a scene where she does go blind and loses her legs to be kind of like the comics, but yeah, that's really it. So I don't know how loosely this whole story was based, and but when I saw the 90s cartoon, I thought like Madam Web was like an interdimensional being, or but I tried looking up and I watched that Watch Mojo video to see how comic accurate this is, but I thought that's she's like a yeah, like an interdimensional being, but apparently she's a human that can travel, that can look into the future, but I thought she would try to connect something to the multiverse, because like in the other sources, the multiverse is where she can use her powers to there. So I thought she would use at least some multiverse, and we can at least see some cameos, like maybe like others, like see the Spider-Man or the Venom. Like I don't know if this takes place in the Venom Spider-Man universe, was Venom and Morbius, like if this is part of their Sony cinematic universe. But also another bummed out thing is that the ladies who are playing the main characters actually thought they were in the MCU. Like Sony actually lied to them. And I actually heard the main actress said like she doesn't want to see the movie because of the bad press it got, and I feel so bad. Oh, poor her. Well, anyways, I guess that's my review. It is a very interesting movie, but I guess I enjoyed watching it. There are some parts that made me go, ugh, like I can understand. Oh, so here's another thing. You know the line, with great power comes great responsibility, that iconic line? They changed it to, if you gain great power, if you gain responsibility, you gain great power. And like that misses the whole point. Like not to analyze something we already heard before, but the whole point is that if you have power, you need to use it responsibly. That's the idea of Spider-Man using his power. But now if you gain responsibility, you get power, huh? Like that's not the whole thing. Like, ah. Well, what did you thought of Madam Web? Did you hate it like a lot of people did? Did you enjoy it ironically, or did you like some parts in it but didn't like other parts? Did you were like, oh, but what did you thought about it? Well, that's my review, and hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.